Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen one more time. It's a beautiful day outside, it's sunny, there are a lot of flowers, birds, and it really makes me happy a day like this. Today we are gonna make hummus. This food is very popular in the Middle East. Actually, when I was a child, I never heard of hummus. I knew about hummus until I became an adult. And since my husband and I became vegan, it has become a staple food in our home. Hummus is made of chickpeas, and chickpeas are in the family of legumes, just like beans or lentils. Some people know chickpeas are garbanzo beans. They are actually the same thing. And chickpeas are very nutritious and they are very versatile. They are a good source of protein, a good source of carbohydrates, and they also, believe it or not, they are also a good source of fats, healthy fats. Chickpeas contain iron, folate, and they have a low glycemic index, meaning that they don't raise blood sugar levels too fast, which is a good thing, especially for people who have type 2 diabetes, making an ideal source of protein for people with metabolic diseases or metabolic conditions. They are also a good source of fiber, and this fiber is fermented in the colon by bifidobacteria or healthy bacteria. The byproduct of this fermentation is a metabolite called butyrate, and butyrate is important because it reduces the inflammation in the cell wall of the colon. It also promotes bowel movement, which is it's important to have actually every day, and it may reduce the incidence of colorectal cancer. Chickpeas have a lot of properties, so I encourage you to include them in your diet as a good source of protein and carbohydrates. So here are the ingredients. I like to use organic chickpeas. Actually, I like to use organic everything. But I don't buy them in a can. I buy them dry like this, and they are very simple to cook. You just put in a pot boiling water, and then you add them for a few minutes, and they will be ready soon. Why is it that I prefer to use dry chickpeas instead of the ones that come in a can, and I go through the hassle, which is really not a hassle, to cook them rather than buy a can, even if they are organic? The reason is why everything that comes in a can, in the inside there is a coating, and when those cans are heated at high temperature, the coating is made of some chemicals, and those chemicals may leach into the food. So I actually never buy anything that comes in a can. Besides, it's very simple to cook them, so there's no reason for me to buy chickpeas that come in a can. So the main ingredients are the chickpeas. We also need about 3 lemons, or maybe more or less depending on your liking. And to make the hummus, we need tahini. We need 1 cup of tahini, which I actually buy in a jar. Tahini is made of sesame seeds, which are ground and made into a paste. That's all that there is here in the tahini. The original hummus recipe has cumin. And one of the things that I like to add into my particular hummus is smoked paprika. And I also like to include turmeric, which is very good for inflammation. We also need water, and that's to your liking. Some people like a little bit thicker the hummus, and Himalayan pink salt. If you have seen other of my videos, you will notice that I always use Himalayan pink salt, and just because it has less sodium and it has other minerals. But you can use any type of salt that you have at home. We also need a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can do it in a blender. For me, it's better to use a food processor just because it has a wide opening. So it's very easy to put the ingredients, and when the hummus is ready, it's very easy to take it out. That is actually the difference. The chickpeas are previously cooked. As you can see here, I have 6 cups. You can do less if you want, but when I do the hummus, I like to do a lot just because my husband and I like it a lot, and it actually stays fresh in the refrigerator for a few days, so it won't go bad. So I like to do 6 cups, or sometimes I even do more. You might decide to use less if that's your preference. So we have 6 cups here, which I'm going to pour in the food processor. Now I will put 1 cup of organic tahini. And you can try it after this is blended. You can try it, and if you feel that you want to put a little bit more tahini, that's fine. It's to your liking. I'm not really that strict with measurements because I like to try everything. For example, I have 3 lemons here, but if I had bigger lemons, I might need 2 instead of 3. So it depends. I'm gonna put the 3 lemons in this one. And you will see how simple it is to make hummus. Once you learn how to do it, you will never buy another one from the store. Because this way you have control over the quality of your ingredients. You might decide to use all organic ingredients. And one thing that I forgot and that I don't have here is we need 2 cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna grab them and pour them right away. And here are my 2 cloves of garlic. Cumin, it's about half a teaspoon, but as I said, with the seasoning, it's to your liking. You might like more of the taste of the cumin or less, but it's about half a teaspoon of cumin. I almost know, I don't need to measure because I know. Smoked paprika. If you've never used smoked paprika, there is a big difference in the regular paprika and the smoked paprika. I highly recommend that you buy the smoked paprika because it adds that smoky flavor to the hummus. It's really delicious. This one, it's about 1 teaspoon. Sometimes I even add a little bit more on the top after this is done. And as I said, it's to your liking. You might want to add half a teaspoon and then try it. And if you like it, you might want to add a little bit more. It's up to you. And I also have turmeric. The 3 of these ingredients are organic and there's nothing in them except the turmeric. There's nothing more than the ground turmeric or the smoked paprika, which are the peppers, and then the cumin. And this is just a pinch. Salt, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons, but it might need a little bit more. But with the salt, it's better to add less than to add more. If it needs more, then you can add after. and then water, just a little bit of water. I'll say about a quarter of a cup to begin with, but it might need a little bit more. And that's it. It's so simple. I'm gonna add a little bit more of water. Because I can see the consistency and I know that it needs a little bit more. So this is ready, but I'm gonna try just to see if it needs a little bit more salt or if I wanna add any of the spices. It's perfect. This will last in the refrigerator for 1 week, at least 1 week. And I highly recommend that you keep it in a glass container with a lid to keep it really fresh. Here is the final product. As you can see, it's a good quantity. But for my family, which is just my husband and I here at home, it doesn't last a lot. It is, as I said, it's a good source of protein, so we eat a lot of this. And you can add a little bit of the smoked paprika on the top. And that's it. And as you can see, I didn't add any oil. Some people use extra virgin olive oil. I actually avoid to use any oils if I can, because the sesame seeds already contain healthy fats. So for me, there's no point in adding any extra oil. This is the final product, and it's, as you can see, smells delicious. And what I like to do for a snack is that I like to cut vegetables before and have them in the refrigerator. So for a snack, you have the hummus ready, you have your vegetables previously cut. So it's a healthy snack, very easy to make, and that you can have already prepared in the fridge. Add a little bit of hummus with the vegetables, and it's ready to eat. This is so delicious and it is so nutritious. I hope you try this recipe, and please give me your comments. If you like what you see, subscribe to my channel. Every week I'm gonna bring healthy vegan meals. Bon appetit and have a great day.